Welcome to season 2 of the Cookup with Profit, a show where I'll take you behind the scenes and hopefully give you some tips and tricks to improve your music production. It's been a little bit of time since the last episode, but we back and we better than ever. If you're one of the people that been rocking with me since season 1, you may notice that I made a couple of changes to the studio. I decided to go with the Yamaha HS8 series, which I recently completed by adding a sub. And honestly, I'm happy with it. For my MIDI controller, I'm still hanging on to my Novation launch key, which gives me 2 octaves, a fader, some couple of knobs that I use for automation, and some pads that I abuse for my drum patterns. I plan on upgrading it, but for now, it's getting the job done. For my interface, I'm still rocking the Focusrite 2i4, which I think is the 2nd or 3rd generation. I love it. I mean, it's lasting me this long. I don't have no problems with it. It's not a preamp that adds any color or anything, so yeah, I think you get what you pay for. And lastly, for the microphone, I'm rocking the Universal Audio Sphere LX, which honestly I'm so happy with. It's a digital microphone that comes with plenty of emulations of real microphones, so it's basically giving you the most bang for your buck. Having different emulations on the microphone is pretty dope. Being able to control the color of the microphone in post is also pretty cool. And you get a whole bunch of plugins for free that come with it, so yeah, definitely worth the investment. Alright, enough of the nerd talk. Let's get back to the creative stuff. Alright, for the first episode, I think it's only right that we make something completely original. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm about to make, so let's just get into it and see what we get. Also, comment below what type of beat I should make for the next episode. Alright, let's get into it. Alright y'all, what's up man? We about to cook it up. I'm thinking start with the 808. I got my Profit booming patch loaded up. It's my OG 808 sound, so let's see what we get real quick. That. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, we back. We back and we better. So let's go ahead and chop that 808 up real quick. Oopsie. Oh wait, that might have been right. I just got to put that. Hey, no, it's fine. I ain't about to rap. I'll make it more complex a little bit later, but for now we're gonna leave it like that. So let's move on to the kick. Alright, we got us a kick pattern now. Alright, now moving on, we're gonna get the hi-hat in there. I think I'm gonna keep the hi-hat pattern nice and slow this time. Alright, now we're gonna get the open hi-hat in there. So now we got a whole bunch of space for everything else now. So alright, we about to get the snare in there. Alright, now we're gonna add a clap in there next. Oops, I messed that up. Alright, let's add the piano in there. Let's go ahead and get a melody going. Again, just like my hi-hat, I think I'm just gonna keep everything simple for this first beat. It's the first one back. Gotta work too hard. Something very simple. Alright, now for the bass of the piano. See, adding that bass line in there just really completed the beat. No cap. Everything else is just ear candy and cherries on top. I want to try to get that cymbal back in there, man, but it's just glitched out on me. I'm scared. But we gotta do it. Alright, so now we're gonna get a synth part in there. I'm gonna add a pad just to get some atmosphere, some texture, some depth into the mix. Everything sound good together. I'm gonna add a chord just on the hit. A chord hit just on the one. F sharp minor. Alright, I think I'm gonna rock with that. Let me see. Alright, cool. So I think that's pretty much everything I'm gonna add for now. So I'm gonna go ahead, get a mix on it. Let me walk y'all through the mix. Alright, so here's everything together. So my 808, I basically got it going through R bass. Then I got to hit an F6 for a little bit of equalization. Then I got to hit in this S02E01 for a little bit of compression. And that's pretty much it. I don't really do too much on my 808. I like to leave it nice and fat. This is it. For my synths, I just use my 4K G channel strip. I love using this because I can use this to get a little bit of color on it. And I like the filters because with synths, you know, they're generators, so the frequencies are like very pure. So I use that analog simulation to kind of make it a little bit dirty, give it a little bit of, it just I don't know, I like the tone that I get out of it. So using that channel strip just basically buys me a little bit more CPU. Other than that, on everything else, I mix everything the same. I always just give everything a little bit of equalization. After that, I just use a little bit of compression to bring it forward in the mix. And then I got everything grouped together and I got it all going to an API 2500, like a little bit of bus compression to glue that together. But as well as that, I got everything routed, as you see, the bus 5, which is going over here to my drum compressor. And this is just some parallel compression that I'm doing as well, just so that I can bring out the body of all my drums. Other than that, I just got my keys. And for the keys, I just equalize my keys. This is an example of my keys. So like for the melody, I'm only giving it really just the highs, whereas like I have this bass line piano. So I separate my piano by part. I don't keep all my parts together. I don't keep the bass line, the melody, and the chorus together. I like to separate everything, even though it's played together. I separate it so I can process it differently and have crossover frequencies, get everything its own space in the mix. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now that I done walked y'all through that, I'm gonna show y'all my master chain. Usually on all my beats, after all my processing, I have everything hitting these deep VCAs right here. And I basically use these to make sure that I don't clip my stereo bus. Once I give my mix a good enough headroom, I'll then go into this red compressor just to give a little bit of color to the mix. And then after the red compressor, I go into this linear EQ just to shape the tone of the mix. And then after that, I just put the L3 on there. And granted, all this is just temporary. More than likely, an artist gonna record, their mix engineer is gonna want the stems, and they gonna mix the beat anyway. But this just helps make it to where when you play back the track, it translates to other systems. You can play it in the car, you can play it off your phone well, and you can write to it, you can do whatever you gotta do to it. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Cookup. Be sure to like the video, and don't forget to comment what type of beat I should make on next week's episode. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in.